Good afternoon, Ms. Hunter. You began working at Rockwell in 2009, right?
That's correct.
In 2010, you became a floating ride operator.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, this means you have to work more than one ride, right?
That's correct.
You cover for people's breaks,
Yes.
cover when people took days off.
Yes, that's correct. Whenever J.C. Longstreet needed to cover a shift, he would call me.
Now, you're also a journalist, isn't that correct?
Yes.
Now, you've always wanted to be a journalist, isn't that right, Ms. Hunter?
Yes.
You like to ask questions?
Yes.
People describe you as being a nosy person, is that right?
I wouldn't say that, just, curious.
Your Honor, I request that I be able to see my witness. Okay. Thank you.
But people would describe you as being a very nosy person, is that right?
Like I said, I wouldn't say that. I have very big curiosity about finding the truth.
Well, Ms. Hunter, in 2011, you tried to get a job, you tried to get published at a newspaper, is that right?
That's correct.
The Midlands Voice.
That is correct.
They have a reputation for being a muckraker newspaper, is that right?
I wouldn't say that.
Is that your testimony today, that Midlands Voice does not have a reputation for being a muckraker newspaper?
No.
That's not your testimony?
No.
So,
Sorry.
does Midlands Voice, the place you try to get published at, do they have a reputation for being a muckraker newspaper?
Yes.
Now, you showed them one of your stories, right?
Yes.
Not just one, but a few.
That's correct.
They concern the state of Rockwood, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, the editor, he turned down every one of those stories, right?
Yes, he didn't think that they were, I guess, you should call them like juicy enough for the magazine.
Well, he wanted something more scandalous, isn't that right?
That's correct.
Now, in 2012, you returned to Rock the World, right?
That's correct.
You kept your eyes open, right?
Yes.
Now, one day during that summer, you noticed Longstreet and Haley Floyd arguing outside of the office, right?
That's correct.
You snuck into the office.
I wouldn't say I snuck in. I was just there.
Ms. Hunter, you snuck into the office while Longstreet and Floyd were arguing, isn't that right?
I didn't.
Ms. Hunter,
sneak in.
is it your
Sorry.
testimony today that you did not sneak into the office during the summer while Longstreet and Floyd were arguing?
No, I was just there at the time when they were arguing.
But you went into the office.
Yes, I did.
Now, while you were in the office, you mentioned on direct date, you saw two identical books, right?
Yes,
You saw many plumbing invoices, right?
that's correct.
You were looking at everything that was in the office, right?
Yes,
And then as soon as you went to go and look at those two books, Haley Floyd walked in, right?
yes,
Minutes later, you were fired.
yes,
Now, today, you're here testifying, isn't that right? Like you're sitting in the chair?
yes.
You're giving the jury your side of the story in today's trial?
That's correct.
And you're here hoping that you find something that you can add to your story, right?
No, I always want to find the truth, but if it happens to be scandalous,
You're here in hopes of finding something that you can add to your story, yes or no?
yes,
You're hoping that you can get published after today's trial.
that's correct.
No further questions, Your Honor.